So let's do a little comparison here. I mean, some people out there have no clue of business and cost, and it's just mind-boggling. All right, so here's my example. Um, you're going to do 100 face cords, okay? And for this example, we're going to assume that you are on one side and your twin brother's on the other side. You both have 100 face cords. It's exactly the same wood. Everything is exactly the same. And the only difference is that you're going to run Moto Mix and your twin brother's going to run pump fuel, okay? So we're going to say that the Moto Mix is $40 per gallon and that you can get 10 face cords per gallon, which is going to cost you $400 for fuel. The pump mix is $8 per gallon. You're going to use 10 gallons. It's going to cost you $80 for a difference of $320. Fuel only. I'm not talking about borrow. I'm just saying everything else is equal other than the fuel. Now, first of all, you can get this fuel cheaper than $40. So I'm shading it to your benefit to begin with. And also, the energy content in 1 gallon of this Moto Mix is more than what you get in a gallon of fuel. So you're actually going to cut more wood per gallon with Moto Mix than you will with pump gas. It's just the way it is. If you don't believe me, go look up the BTUs, go look up the energy content. But even if it's the same, let's just use these numbers. Even though these numbers are actually favoring Moto Mix, we'll just go with $40 and $8. And 10 gallons of this stuff is going to cost you $400, and 10 gallons is going to cost you $80. So you're looking at a difference of $320. Now, you can sell this wood, this 100 face, for $100 a cord, which is $10,000. $320 difference, you're looking at about 3%. 3%. So if your business is that make or break, that 3% is putting you in the poorhouse, I would say you need to reassess your business model, brother, or you need to figure out something else because it's just ridiculous. Now, you also have to take in consideration that if you're doing tree work and you're not doing a fixed operation like doing face cords of wood for a certain amount of money, that you can roll this cost into the job. So you have to understand, this fuel is not the same as this. You're trying to make the assumption that, I'm not going to pay this kind of money when I can get this for this. But this is not the same as this. Okay? Go do your research before you start shooting your mouth off. Go look at what's inside your pump fuel. And if you determine that the possible risk to your health when you're running your saw 5, 6, 7 hours a day, a built saw, ported saw, where you're standing there right in front of it, you're breathing this stuff, is worth to save 3% versus possible health issues, if that's worth it to you, then go do it. I can't tell you what to do. All I can do is point out the facts. When you have people that are 10 or 20 or 30 years older than you that are trying to, get you to think, and this knee-jerk reaction, well, I'm not going to pay that kind of money. I can't afford to do it. It's that ignorant, arrogant, I know better. Well, you don't. Obviously, you haven't done your research. And let me tell you something else. The cumulative effects of this shit, and again, by your own admission, you're running this thing 5, 6, 7 hours a day. Go talk to some of these people. Well, you can't because they're dead. Okay? Go do your research. It's not much different than any of the other crap in this world. People that worked in factories with asbestos and everything else. That's all bullshit too? You know better? Okay, buddy. Listen, you're a free man. You do what you want to do. Okay? uh, all I can do is provide you with the facts and figures and the information. For myself personally, 3% more, I'm not going to sweat it. It's not going to affect my bottom line. It's not. It's just not 3%. Now, if this shit was, $300 a gallon or something like that, well, then, you know what? I'm not going to cut wood because it wouldn't be worth it. It's either I make an extra 3% and sacrifice my health, possibly sacrifice my health, or go with this and I'm burning safer fuel. Like I said, and these people are going to argue this or whatever. They haven't done their research. They haven't done their due diligence. They're doing these tests or whatever. Okay, look at every one of these tests I see these people doing. There's no verification. It's all talk. It's all conjecture. It's my opinion. Look at, I've done the test. I have a saw that's Mtronic. I can take that saw to the dealer and plug it in. Now, I'm not saying you're being deceptive, but how do we know? You don't. And again, you people got free will. You do whatever the hell you want to do. Just do yourself a favor, figure out the math, and go research the long-term effects of this stuff. It's not like you're sitting in your car with your window wide open, driving down the highway at 55 miles an hour. I mean, I don't know if you've ever been in a vehicle and somebody blows by you and you could smell the fumes. Well, that's what I'm talking about. And you're breathing that all day long. Cancer causing, leukemia, all this stuff. If you think that's worth it, fine. I don't even run my saws 5-6 hours a day. Okay? I have seasons where I do my firewood. I have a few tree jobs. People call me. I'm not out there, 30 hours a week. I mean, there might be a few weeks where I put a lot of hours in during the year, but seasonal. And I don't run that stuff, or very seldom do I run it. The only time I really do run it is with my bigger, older saws. So, I mean, you people, you got free will. You do what you want. But instead of spouting, this nonsense, do the math and do your research about, what it is that you're breathing. And then come back and talk to me. Like I said, over in Europe, you can't even buy this. You have, in certain areas, you do not have the option. You have to use this. It's a law. And there's a reason why.